welcome to episode 38 of Disney with the Ducks. I am tonight's host, Carly. I am joined by all of my wonderful co-hosts, Jeff.
Hey, everybody.
We've got Lonnie G over there in the awesome Star Wars Christmas sweater.
Hey, everybody.
We've got Mr. Krull.
Ho, ho, ho.
We've got Kevin.
Hey, y'all.
And we've got Gene and Grogu.
Hello there.
And if you haven't guessed, based on our attire and festive spirits, we are here tonight to talk about the amazing Christmas holidays at Disney World. So we are going to get into that really soon. But before we do, we're starting it off. Mr. Krull, you had a question for all of us.
Yeah, I think with the topic we have for the night, this is kind of the perfect thing to talk about. Is everybody's got that one gift, I think, as a kid that you remember getting either for your birthday or Christmas or some occasion that still to this day you wish you had that item, right? And as an adult, it's still fun to get gifts, but nobody ever talks about it. So what I'm wondering is, for everybody in the group, what's your favorite gift you got as a kid and as an adult?
Ooh, both? Kid
Yeah.
and adult? Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Jeff, you're like looking at
insight into your
pictures right
soul,
now,
that's
so I
right.
feel like you're ready to go.
I remember for a kid, one of my favorite things I got was the G.I. Joe Cobra Night Raven giant airplane.
Nice.
So I'm sure I'm not the only one in this group that got one of those at some point in their career of childhood, but that was one of my favorite G.I. Joe toys. I collected a lot of Transformers and G.I. Joes back then, but that was the great big airplane was a fun one to have. As an adult, I don't know. One of our first Christmases together, Carly bought me a PlayStation 2. So I think that's got to be pretty high up on my list of things. Most of our adult gifts for each other tend to be family gifts of travel or doing something. So actually something tangible that stands out as something that she got me as an adult that kind of sticks through. So.
All right. How about you, Lonnie G? What you got?
Well, I would say as a kid, my best gift was an Atari 2600, which was, as you guys know, just a one little joystick and a one red button. Got Defender with that, so that was my absolute best gift as a kid. Loved it. Everybody came over. We played it all day long. It was just awesome. As an adult, kind of on the same level. I think my wife got me a PS3 one year for Christmas. And once again, I'm like, hey, our brothers are in town. Come on over. Let's play this game and have some fun. So it's funny how my gifts revolve around electronics. It's crazy.
I feel like all of you guys are like, ooh, video games. Mm-hmm. All right, Kevin, how about you?
Okay, so mine, both of them. And I brought some show and tell. This is the original Optimus Prime.
Oh, wow. Ooh, I had one of those.
Nice.
G1 Optimus Prime. And so he still transforms. He's still from his, this is the original with the wheels and all. I mean, he's the
Is
legit.
that from last Christmas?
No, this is from when I was 8.
Is that the one with the trailer turns into the base too?
Yes, I have the trailer, but I didn't bring it down. So
nice.
But yeah, so as an adult, my oldest saved up his money and got me a miniature version of that.
Oh, nice.
So love it. Optimus Prime for the win for me.
Nice.
That's nice.
All right. How about you, Gene? Give us your Christmas gift list.
Yeah. When I was a kid, loved Christmas, and there's so many that stand out, but one in particular has nothing to do with, believe it or not, Star Wars or electronics. But I had the Bat Cave, a Batmobile, Batman and Robin, all set up, that Santa brought one Christmas. And it was just, it's still there at Target. A lot of times you can see some of those, they're basically copies or whatever of the Mego action figures, and they've got those. And it's just, I've seen the Batmobile. I should buy it, but just to have it. But it just stands out for me. And as an adult, my wife is the best gift giver in the world, and she's given me electronics. She surprised me with, I didn't even ask for PS3, and she got that for me for Christmas one time. But really the things that stand out are the event things. Like she got me Hootie and Blowfish tickets a couple of years ago for like a reunion concert tour, and that was fun. But last year for our anniversary, she surprised me with like a tree house. In Arkansas, they've got these tree houses, and so we stayed in a tree house for 3 nights, and
Nice.
just a cool little trip in in Hot Springs, Arkansas. So that's the kind of stuff I really like,
Nice.
the experiences.
Memories. All right, Krull, how about you?
Okay, so I don't prefer the experiences. I like. No, I'm kidding. I actually would rather do the experiences, and then we end up doing both because that's how it works. But as a kid, there's 2 that I was torn over, and really, so I ended up picking the one that I think was just the cooler thing to me at the time. So I grew up wanting to be an astronaut or like a fighter pilot type thing. Like I was obsessed with the SR-71, the spy plane for the Air Force, and just all the space shuttle launches and everything, all that kind of stuff. So one Christmas, I really wanted to go to space camp, but it just wasn't in the budget for my parents to send me to Alabama for 2 weeks or whatever. So instead, what my dad did was he got a hold of them and ordered one of the like fighter pilot jackets from there. They have like all the patches and stuff on it. It had like NASA and Huntsville and all that kind of stuff. So I was probably like 7 or 8, and I loved that jacket. It's like one of the few things I wish I would have kept from my childhood. And then as an adult, my wife's also a great gift giver. Like she doesn't have to, ask me a million questions. She just knows what to get me. Whereas I'm the opposite. I'm like, look, we're adults. I can go out and just buy myself the exact thing I want, and you can do the same. And then we'll, just watch the kids open presents on Christmas. But the best gift I ever got was from her as an adult. And when I finished my MBA program, when I graduated from that, she got me a Tag Heuer watch, which was something I had wanted for, I don't know, 10 years as I was a broke college kid and then, a broke married guy. And finally we started doing well enough that she could go out and do that. So that was amazing because it was a complete surprise. And she gave it to me like 2 months early because she came home from the jewelry store with it. And I was like, what were you doing at Lucido's? And then she, like, we've never been able to keep secrets. So yeah. So she gave me the watch that day and like randomly and caught me even more off guard. So that was probably, I think those were it.
Nice.
John, how did you know she was at Lucido's?
The bag.
He's
Like,
stalking her.
Oh, okay. I was just thinking that maybe, you were around the corner or something peeping.
My private eye called me. Well, I mean, this was long enough ago. He paged me and he was like, I don't know who she's seeing, but she's buying him an expensive piece of jewelry. So yeah.
He texted 911 on the pager. I meant call it back right now.
I ran out to the payphone outside. I was like, Jim, what's up?
What about you? What were your favorites?
So it didn't take me long to remember my favorite from when I was a kid. I remember coming down the stairs and turning the corner, and in front of the Christmas tree, my parents had probably spent all night putting together this plastic hunk of garbage. But the Shira's crystal castle,
Oh
gosh, it was pink, it was purple, it had iridescent doors to the front. It was amazing. And then her little horse there too. I have no idea what the horse's name is anymore, but man, I loved that castle. I do believe it probably fell apart in 4 days or something because it was a plastic piece of crap.
Because He-Man attacked and took it over.
Dude, I don't know. Back then, those I had my He-Man castle, and that thing lasted a long time. Yeah,
dude, you had
Now they
Castle
break.
Grayskull?
Yeah, who didn't?
Oh yeah, that
Nice.
was epic. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As an adult, so this is like the Christmas gift that went wrong, but in the best way possible. I love the show Gilmore Girls. And if you're listening and you've never watched it, you have to. It's hilarious. It's on Netflix. But my favorite character is Luke Danes. He's like this grouchy old coffee shop owner. And he, after Gilmore Girls went off the air, this sounds mean, he really doesn't have a whole lot going on in his professional acting career anymore. So he came out with Scotty P's Big Mug Coffee. And so he's totally just like, yeah, it's Luke's coffee. Here you go. And making bank off of that. But I knew it was coming out and I was super pumped about it. And so Jeff and Riley ordered it for me for Christmas, but it wasn't
In October.
In October, right? But he got a notification saying it wasn't going to come in time for Christmas. They had more orders than they anticipated. And he himself called all of the customers and apologized. So he
Wow.
calls Jeff and apologizes to him. And he was like, listen, it's a gift for my wife. Like, it would be even better than the coffee if you would call her and apologize. And it was like a sitcom. All of these awful things happened that, like, he called and I was out of cell phone reception and I dropped the call, and then he called again and it didn't go through. And so finally, after all of these failed attempts, like, this man called me 3 different times and we finally got through, and he talked to me for over a half an hour
What a
just
That's
wow,
about
what a
awesome.
coffee and about,
That's awesome.
all these different things, being on Gilmore Girls, yada, yada. He was so personable. It was amazing. And I was like, I am so glad I didn't get coffee. Like, most memorable gift, but it was really more an experience. So
That's great.
That's
That's
yeah,
awesome.
it was amazing.
Talk about customer retention, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how you do it.
All right. Well, also in the vein of customer retention, Disney's got it down because their most expensive season to visit has to be Christmas because of all the special stuff that you can do there, which is kind of what we're going to dive into tonight. Are we ready to slay this thing? All right. Well, let's start with, the obvious. Let's start with the parks. And out of all of the parks, I think we have to start at Magic Kingdom. So, what?
Is that your favorite park at Christmas?
Shouldn't it
Yes.
No.
How is it?
Yeah.
be? I got 2 contenders for it though that are very, very like
Ah.
1A, 1B, 1C, and then there's 2.
Oh, I didn't know this was going to be a debate.
I'm Hollywood
Uh,
Studios all the way on this.
Isn't it
This is
always?
ending up like
I hate to say it, but
Always
I'm
a
with Jeff. I think the studios are better than Magic Kingdom at Christmas. That's just me.
Okay,
But look,
then-
hey,
Wait,
Christmas still is the
Right.
best time to go to Disney. Change
Definitely.
my mind. You can't, right? It is, but I think Hollywood Studios just has Magic Kingdom beat.
wow. See, I'm torn between Magic Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, and Epcot, all 3 of them, because they're just so awesome in different ways that
Do you
I
have to
can't, I
choose?
can't choose.
Do you really have
No,
to
I guess
choose?
not.
You don't
No,
really
you
have to.
park hop. That's what
We
park
can
hop is.
have our cake and eat it too in the parks.
Mhm.
right. This is just ending up like every family get together I've ever had. I think it's going to go smoothly, and then everybody starts arguing. So here we
Can
are.
I be the weird uncle that just storms out yelling at everyone?
All right. Well, are we starting in Magic Kingdom anyway, even though you got a problem with it?
Well,
guess
we
we
have
have
to
to.
now.
Okay.
Yeah, let's start in
corner.
Magic Kingdom.
Let's
Let's start in Magic
start
Kingdom.
with it. So, what in the Magic Kingdom around Christmas do you enjoy as far as experiences, special events, snacks?
I really like the icicle lights on the castle.
No.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're gonna
bad
go ahead
day.
and cut those off because they won't be on there anymore. But
No.
I can start and I can say you said special events. I think the Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party at Christmas is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Hey, I have a question. Obviously, I know the answer to this, but there might be some listeners that might not know this. Apparently, last year there was not that. There was something else. There was Disney's Merriest After Hours event. So, what's the difference? Somebody, not me, because I know, but explain maybe for our listeners who might not be as Disney savvy as all of us obviously are. Why that is and what happened and why it's different.
Do you want
Yeah.
to take this
So
one?
the easiest answer is there's different names.
Well, is it that simple?
I think there's parades and fireworks differences for the most part. I don't know the full extent of the details, but they had like an altered version last year that wasn't quite the same as what it had been in previous
Because
years.
carried over from the pandemic still, I
Right.
believe. So I think this year is the first year we're back to like the full-fledged Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, which is a hard ticketed event. So you buy, even if you have a park ticket for Magic Kingdom that day, sorry,
Not good enough.
not good enough. You've got to buy the extra ticket, and they are pretty pricey. But you can, if you forego a park ticket that day, you can get in
Little
rather early. I think
thought it
it's
was
2
No, I think it's like
4 o'clock?
4 or 6.
It's
Mhm.
4.
It's fair.
So you can get in around 4 o'clock. So you've got pretty much, a bulk of the day at least. And then the party goes on after the park closes. So they kind of shuffle everybody else out, and you're in with a reduced crowd of people. They have hot chocolate. They've got cookies for free, which never happens at Disney really. And I say for free loosely because you did pay for a ticketed event. But the one thing that I absolutely adore about Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party is it snows on Main Street that night. And
Really?
there's nothing like it.
It's awesome. And it's
Are
like
there
every
dance
half
parties
hour.
by any chance?
There are.
There
They
is.
are dance parties.
Wow.
Yeah.
We haven't been for a few years, but this one of the first couple, actually, is our second trip we went with Bri. We did one of the Christmas parties, and she's 2 years old, just toddling around. She's at the dance parties with her and like 3 other kids and a couple characters just dancing with it around. We rode the Barnstormer about 4 times in a row and never got off the ride.
Oh,
Like,
nice.
it'd come back into the station and said, "Do you guys want to go again?" And she's like, "Yeah." And we just took off again. We never unloaded, like 4 times in a row. So
And they have special characters out. That was the year that we got to see Snow White and the 7 Dwarves
all together,
all together, and
Oh,
we've got a
wow.
picture with all of them, which was really super cool.
Mhm.
And it just has a different feel to it. Like there are all the decorations that are up during the day, but just whenever there are fewer people in the park, it feels very special. And there is a lot of character interaction at the dance parties. You can go up and dance with them. They're not going to do like pictures or autographs then, but they're dancing around and interacting more with the kids, which makes it really special.
And the only negative I think about the Very Merry Christmas Party is, and there's really nothing Disney could do about this because it's nature, I guess, but it's so late, the part, because it starts when it gets dark at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, whatever, and it goes till midnight. So when we went with our kids being little, it's quite a gamble to go with little kids. So just something to look out for. It was
Right.
an amazing party. It was super fun. Like everything's so beautiful. But yeah, that was the one problem where I'm like, man, and there's nothing they can do because it has to be a nighttime event. But I just need it to get dark at like 4 so the kids can stay up.
See, the problem I run into these events anymore is the merchandise. The merchandise becomes this like eBay resale crazy extravaganza where you used to be able to go in all night long and look, they've got a cute shirt, let's buy that. And now it's no. As soon as it starts and as soon as they put that merchandise out there,
It's gone.
shoving, and it's like Black Friday, which I was going to say defeats the Christmas spirit, but maybe that is the Christmas spirit. So
Yeah. Well, I think one of the things is, they start November 8th. And that's important. And some of them are already sold out. So if you're interested in going, you may want to get online and look and see. There is a discount for DVC and annual pass holders, right? So that's good. Is it a big discount? No. The price varies. To Carly's point, it's kind of expensive, but it varies. And just to have, great access to a lot of rides, the parade, the castle with the projection show and all that kind of good stuff, the hot cocoa, the cookies. I mean, it's a great little event to kind of go to. And the good thing about it is, now, if you don't go to it, I find if you go to the park, if you go to Magic Kingdom in the morning, usually the days of the party, it's not as packed because most people know, I got to clear out around 4-6, between 4 and 6 to kind of start getting people out. So a lot of times during those days, you can have kind of like the run of the park and see a lot of things before the parties, if you're not going to go to it. But so very good point.
And you said, Lonnie, the rides and stuff that comes through. I think that's the second thing we can kind of talk about is some of the ride overlays and themings that come along. I love the Jingle Cruise. And I know that starts a little bit earlier into November as well. And it takes all the dad jokes. It takes all the fun of the Jungle Cruise and kicks it up a notch with a Christmas theme. So the decorations, the jokes, the puns, everything is just that much better on the Jingle Cruise.
even some of the scenes in the cruise itself have Christmas decorations, which I think is fun. Are there other rides that have overlays?
Not during the day. I think they're all at night.
All at the party?
Yeah. Tomorrowland Speedway does it at night. And I think Space Mountain, though, changes where they have Christmas music, or they do something Christmas related. I should probably have looked that up before I made the comment, though. No.
So when does the party? You said November the 6th.
The 8th
November
is the first party.
8th.
And of course,
when's
the
the last
party on the 8th is probably reserved for all the people that's on TikTok.
Oh yeah.
All of
So,
the,
I mean-
the videos they make and all that kind of good stuff. So
Kevin, you
that's
probably got your invite because we are like
We're
super
on TikTok.
podcast
Yeah.
now. So I'm sure
Yeah.
it's coming.
I'm sure. Probably
So when does-
complimentary.
When does it run till? Because I know that the decorations and things are still there during marathon weekend mostly.
Mhm.
I'm
Mhm.
looking at it says December the 22nd is the last date I see, and this
Oh.
might be incomplete, but that's what I see.
Yeah, they usually
I think
drop
that's-
them off right before Christmas.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the
And
last
then they
day of the
do all
party.
those events for everybody in the park for the actual holiday.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then you'll be able to go see the Monsters Inc. Laugh Factory kind of overlay and all that kind of good stuff at that time, or the Tomorrowland Speedway, which I don't know how you overlay Tomorrowland Speedway. I mean,
They
I think
have a
if you
special
go back and-
holiday overlay makeover.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest.
Obviously.
I mean, if you go back and observe the ozone layer, it's probably at its weakest point around Tomorrowland Speedway. I mean, you just look at the world. Let's color code the ozone layer, and right there, that's where probably global warming starts.
It's red.
Those
Yeah.
little cars
It looks-
going
It
around that
looks like
track.
it looks like the Northern Lights, right?
It does.
You have all the
There you go.
Spitting out
That's
the
the
smog,
overlay.
Spitting out the smoke and the exhaust going straight up into the atmosphere. Thanks, Disney. You did it.
Nice.
Gene, you looked up the price of tickets
Yes.
and
149 to 199 depending on the day per person. It's like $10 less for kids 3 to 9, and I guess under 3 they're
Under 3's free.
under three is
Free.
free.
that sounds like a bargain to me.
No.
Yeah.
Gosh, I mean, I don't know if I'm allowed to
$150.
say this.
yeah.
That's a lot of money for
That's a lot
4
of money.
hours of fun. Whatever you want to call it. Good gosh, that's the time.
But
we're
you
going to
you
bed
go
any-
in early.
My family's
You go in
going to
early
bed
too,
anyway.
Gene. Go in at 4, and you got a little bit more time. I mean, it's you could make it a whole day.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's rough though. I mean, gosh, even if a family of 4, I mean, that's $600 for a couple of hours of riding rides and maybe seeing something you wouldn't have seen.
December the
before.
22nd. It's
Yeah.
But
$800.
John, can you put a price on the happiness of your kids?
I can.
Yeah.
I
The
can.
price of a double stroller. That's the price.
Yes.
You have to have the stroller. Even if they're bigger than the stroller. You still have to have it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Man, that
Y'all a
is-
bunch of
that's
Grinch,
insane.
y'all a bunch of Grinches.
I'm never going to this. I'm just saying it right now. I'm never
I
going
did
to this.
before,
Right.
but I don't know. It's hard
Well-
to justify that.
Let's hop to another park and maybe leave the negativity of Mickey's Very Merry Christmas.
Yeah,
Party.
We
y'all
should probably
guys,
cut that whole-
you really bring it
isn't that
down.
rich?
Grinch.
That's rich coming from Carly. I love that.
We should cut that whole part out.
Yeah, you should, man. You gotta complain, man. The only thing you didn't say is buy humbug. That's all
Yeah.
you needed to say.
And we looked like a bunch of Jeffs. Christmas hating Jeffs.
So I didn't bring up the price because I didn't want to go there.
Hey, I think it's fair that
yeah.
we're not just
Yeah,
blowing
that's true.
smoke.
Hey, I think
There-
it's neat.
there are some
I'm just never
downsides.
going. I'm never going.
You know what? We are fair, and we call it like we see it. So some people will say let's go to
Exactly.
it. Some people
This
say
is-
it's not. But we're not going to sugarcoat it.
This is your
We're gonna
place for
give it-
fair and balanced news on Disney.
Yeah.
There you
We
go.
will not sugarcoat it like
Yeah.
all of the things coming up the next park that we're going to
cookies.
talk about, which is Epcot.
What?
Did you
That's
purposely just
amazing.
skip Hollywood Studios because we said that's the best one?
And we never talked about Club Tinsel at
Yeah.
Magic Kingdom, which is
Oh.
amazing, by the way. It's my favorite Christmas thing there, I think, besides the decorations.
Are
Like
you
the-
serious?
Yeah, I love it. It's so fun. Have you ever done it? It's
No.
over by Tomorrowland. I mean, maybe it's because my kids are really tiny and I like pick them up and dance and stuff with them, but it's so fun. It's
So
like
are you talking
energetic.
back by like Astro Orbiter and
The Stitch
Yeah.
stage?
The stage.
Yeah. When they have the
and
stage
even
there, yeah.
like the dance party?
Yeah, but it's
Mhm.
all like Club Tinsel, so it's Christmas dance party. It's
So
really
Okay.
fun.
little kids pumping their fists for Christmas.
Yeah.
Stitch with the
Rave.
Santa hat.
Is a Christmas rave.
Yeah.
There's a lot of flossing. There's a lot of that other dance.
No
that
twerks,
Fortnite
right?
does.
No twerking, right?
But that and
No,
then
no
just
twerking.
Good.
just the general ambiance of the park is amazing. you've got the little Mickey heads everywhere inside of wreaths, but it's not like they really toe that line of like being tacky and kitschy and like
Right.
just great, and I think they are they're on the great side, but it goes like right up as far as they can, which is awesome. So I don't know. I think that's the best thing about Magic Kingdom, more so.
Well,
than
another
the
thing
party.
that I think I saw a show on Disney Plus where they show how the transition happens between Halloween and that.
Yeah.
It's amazing. If any of y'all have not seen it, you should go check it out. It's really cool to see what goes into that kind of planning to get all the decorations up, down from Halloween and up for Christmas. It's overnight. It's crazy.
Right.
It's really impressive. Yeah.
And
I
any of you
just-
guys running the marathon, as you exit the parks, you can look behind the curtains and see all the stuff they put away that we're probably not supposed to look into.
Right.
Right.
Behind the
But
magic.
wine and dine is
Oh.
the perfect time to kind of see it because you can see literally you'll see overnight when you get to wine and dine how the next day they'll have some bunch of stuff up that you didn't see before.
Well, and when we ran the marathon in 2022, at least, they still had the tree up.
They did.
So that was
Mhm.
really cool because my three favorite things, running, Christmas,
Yes.
and Disney, all coming together in one beautiful place.
And you hear
'Cause you
Christmas
get the
music too.
tree
as well.
first, and then you get the castle after, and that's
Yeah,
Main
it's
Street
like-
and all that. Yeah,
The best 30 seconds of like running ever.
for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, before we move on to another park, we didn't talk about food, did we?
No.
No,
No.
because I mean, just from obviously I've not been, but I understand that there's some special treats, and I'm all about some special treats. Have any of you ever experienced any of those special Christmas treats?
I can't really think of any off the top of my head at Magic Kingdom.
Texas-sized sweet potato pie with marshmallow meringue and candied pecans.
Ooh, that's
Yes,
my
please.
love language.
Sounds
Yes,
delicious.
please.
Yeah.
Mickey-shaped cinnamon roll with white icing and holiday sprinkles from the Main Street
Mm.
Bakery. I mean,
Mm.
maybe, sure,
That's
why not?
lovely.
Yeah.
Might as well.
Right. That sounds good.
That just
Okay.
sounds really good.
I love when Gene drops knowledge on the podcast.
Yeah.
I do too.
Like, I like how you kept a
that's what I
straight face
do.
too.
That's what I do. I mean, what are you talking about?
That's why I love it, man. That's why I'm still here.
All right. Well, are we ready to move to a new park?
Yes.
What park would you all like to head to next?
I
How
think
about
Epcot.
Epcot.
Okay, Epcot sounds great.
It's next on the monorail too.
Yeah.
But I mean, then there's no more on the monorail, so
Correct.
it's
Yeah.
last.
But then we can walk to the rest of them. Okay.
Yeah.
So
We call this
what-
the crawl, the crawl.
That's
The
it.
crawl.
Christmas crawl.
Yeah, the
I
crawl,
like
Christmas crawl.
There we go. Yeah.
Here we go.
I love it.
Right.
CKC.
So
We should
what
do
are
this.
you all loving at Epcot at the holiday season?
My favorite thing is the holiday storytellers. So in each country, they have someone there dressed in like the traditional holiday garb of that country and just telling stories. And you kind of learn from each country how they celebrate Christmas, how they came to know the different stories and see some of the similarities and stuff. It's just really cool to do that. That's one of my favorite things. And even my kids didn't get overly bored with it. I mean, they were young at the time, so they weren't super excited, but
So do
But
they
yeah,
have
they
like
was-
a stage that they're sitting on, or
no,
you
they're just kind of like
randomly
out.
find them?
Yeah, they're just out like as part of the festival. So yeah, it's pretty awesome.
I'm
worth
gonna
checking out.
assume they're fairly short stories.
Yeah, I mean it's like a 3 to 5 minute thing, I think, if I remember correctly. But
Okay.
but yeah, because I don't think they could hold that many people in the area for half hour because it is kind of just out on the walkway around World Showcase there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I like the cookie stroll. That part of the festival of the holidays, which typically starts the Friday after Thanksgiving, and then runs through Christmas time. They have the different food booths set up just like all the other festivals, but you can pick up a special cookie at each of them. And if you collect so many cookies, then you get another special cookie as you go through. So it kind of gives you a lot
The
of variety.
diabetes cookie.
Right.
We actually did that last year for the first time, and I mean, I didn't love them all, but I tried a bunch of different cookies that I probably wouldn't have picked and liked some. So it was fun, and then going and finding the special cookie at the end was interesting. So
And
Yeah.
speaking of the festival, there's so many great things around there. Good food to try. I actually like the candlelight processional, which is probably
That's what I was
the
gonna say.
favorite thing to do. Right, a
Mhm.
lot of different people this year, new people that they added to the list. I suggest getting a package where you can have some a dinner package, so you can definitely get in there. Right, it's not a thing that you want to kind of just wait in line to see if you can get in. But I think the candlelight processional is one of the things that's a must do if you're there during that time in Epcot.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Have you-
We've
It's
done it before,
beautiful.
and it's fantastic.
yeah.
Mhm.
And
They actually-
just a tip: if you can't get in, because like Lonnie said, it's very difficult to get in sometimes. What we did was we ended up standing along the railing for maybe a half hour, 45 minutes before the show, and
Mhm.
all the people that waited in line, they still didn't get in because of the number of people they're allowed, right? But we were along that railing and saw everything perfectly fine and could hear everything, so it was actually a really good view. So just a tip if you can't get into the tickets to the actual event, which it's free, but you have to have a dining package or something.
So
Or
I have a question, Lonnie, about the candlelight processional. So I see a list of the celebrity narrators. Are they recorded? They're not actually there, are they?
No,
Yeah,
They're all there.
They're all
They're
there.
there. They're
No
there.
way.
yes,
No
Yes.
it's there. I saw Brad Garrett at the one I went to.
Shang-Chi is going to be there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's going to have the rings with him. Well, okay. You can't hold me to that. He may have the rings with him, all 10 of them. He might just have one ring with him. I don't know.
Commander
But he's going to
Adama?
be there.
I mean, look at
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Josh Gad is going to be there this
Yeah.
year. He's new.
Oh,
Now, I think
Yeah.
that should be cool to see him. Of course, Neil Patrick Harris, he's always a favorite. I think Whoopi Goldberg is another one that's really, really popular. But you know what? Look, Mariska Haggerty is there this year. I think that's pretty cool, right?
Yep.
If you're a Law and Order fan, which I am, right? So, yeah.
As far as dining packages, I've never really looked into these, but for your dining package, you get an appetizer, entree, and dessert, or a full buffet, depending on the restaurants that have buffets, plus one guaranteed seat per person at the processional. And they have them at Beer Garden, Coral Reef, Garden Grill, Le Cellier, Regal Eagle Smokehouse, Rose and Crown, and Spice Road Table. So lots of different options to choose from if you want to do the dining package to go along with it.
yeah, and they don't really upcharge it either, because that's what we did a few years ago when we did the dining package, and we were going to go out to dinner that night anyway to table service, so might as well get the guaranteed seat. So yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only-
And the fact that they put it at Regal Eagle this time, that's not that expensive, right? I mean, okay,
Oh,
Disney
it's
expensive is kind of different, right? But they didn't have that before. They could have
Right.
held off to some higher places to do. But look, if you're going to go to Garden Grill anyway, let's make it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's $40 per person at Regal Eagle, which is by far on the list the cheapest option as far as dining packages.
That's
However,
basically free.
I mean, with food, I think that's a good value. The only difference is for that one, ages 3 to 9, they don't have a reduced cost for kids.
Oh, that's kind of a
So-
bummer. So it has
Oh.
changed since we went in 2018.
Yeah.
So that's a bummer.
Look, you go, you get the kids some fish and chips from around the corner. You tell them, look, guys, I'm eating this barbecue. You may want it, but you can't have it. I'm doing this for you. This is the only
Yeah.
reason I'm eating.
Sit on
this,
my
right?
lap.
Sit on my lap.
Food do they-
There you go.
What kind of food do they serve at the Regal Beagle?
Well,
Regal
first off,
Eagle.
that's the wrong animal.
Jack
That's the
Tripper,
first
Jack
thing.
Tripper, Chrissy, and all them.
They only have seats or tables for free.
There, but whatever. Just tables
Yeah.
for three, okay. And I mean, you can see Edward James Olmos. He's going to stand and deliver, so it's legit.
Hey, man, that's not the best role. He's actually a Dama on Battlestar Galactica.
I
He
I
is.
want him to be an Adama. Commander Adama.
I
Some
couldn't
respect
think
on
of
his
something
name.
funny to say with Adama,
Yeah. Well, he was on Miami Vice too, right? So he was
He
Miami
was.
Vice,
He was the chief.
and he saved humankind on Battlestar Galactica. So
What the
put some
frack?
respect on his name.
From the Cylons, yeah.
Yeah.
for sure.
What is even happening here?
The sleigh has gone off the tracks. No, sleighs don't go on tracks because they fly.
I think we're slaying it.
We are.
Well, what else at Epcot are
So one other thing that I saw is coming to Epcot that I don't remember this being there before, but I might have just missed it, is Santa will be greeting guests inside the Odyssey Pavilion while he gets ready for the big day. So that's pretty cool.
That's
Get your Santa
exciting.
picture at Disney. Be kind of nice.
So something that I saw that they announced is they're going to play, I think, some Christmas themed versions of music on the Cardigans ride.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm not exactly sure what
Yeah.
that means. If it's just like a Christmassy version of what they normally play, or if it's actual Christmas music.
And everything I've read online is very vague about this because it sounded at first like a whole overlay. But I'm starting to read more stuff that makes it sound like it's just a music change. So then we started like the whole family's discussing what cool songs they could use that would be, the same time period of music
Yeah.
that you usually hear in Guardians. But then the more we read it seems like there's only going to be one song.
Mhm.
Several
Yeah.
different
I heard it's
songs.
a mashup of different Christmas songs.
Yeah.
Original and new music.
So
That could be cool, though. Oh.
all right. So that took care of Epcot. Is there anything else at Epcot that we're leaving out?
Not just Epcot, but we haven't had a whole lot of hot takes this episode. My one hot take, other than the Jingle Cruise, I don't care for holiday overlays. I think if the holidays is your one chance to go down to the parks to see things, you want to see how it originally is. And whenever you go down and everything's got a Christmas spin to it, I like the Christmas decorations, but I think the rides need to be classic rides. I don't know.
I
Do
feel
you?
like
But do you like the Christmas decorations, Jeff?
I do.
Do you?
I do.
I'm not buying that.
After,
Scrooge.
after Thanksgiving.
What
Okay.
date are you going to put up your Christmas tree, Jeff?
Actually, it'll probably be after the Ohio State-Michigan game. So like that Monday after the football game. And it will be down on the 25th, maybe the 26th if we get busy on the 25th.
Okay.
No.
So
That
I
is a
will say
wrong
this.
answer.
Jeff gave a good hot take. I'm gonna give another one. If it's your first time going to Disney or you are a Disney newbie, Christmas is not the time to go.
No.
And not because of the overlay, it's because of the
Very
navigating
busy.
the crowds. And if you don't know, I mean, it's one of the busiest times. Is this your first time? You will not enjoy it. We enjoy it because we know how to navigate the crowds. We do Disney a little different. If this is your first time, you will be miserable. That's my hot take.
I totally agree with that.
I would agree with that as well.
Yeah.
And I
That's
just
a
want
good
to
tip.
rewind to like back to the Magic Kingdom your discussion. You're like, I love the Jingle Cruise overlay. It's great.
I said except,
now you're like, I hate overlay.
except for the Jingle Cruise one.
Lonnie,
All right.
Lonnie, that's a great point because I do like Disney. I hate Disney crowded though. I don't. I'd rather be somewhere else. I'll probably, that's probably not the best time for me to go just because I won't be very happy with all of it,
Yeah.
waiting for every single thing.
That whole time is, and Christmas to New Year's, oh, you might as well. Right? Even I have challenges and would be like, nah, I'm going to pass. I'll take a hard pass on that one because it's like super crowded. The whole December is crowded. Like after Thanksgiving on is crowded. Well, the week of Thanksgiving and after is crowded. But that 1 week after Christmas to New Year's, oh man, even I can't do it. It's just too much.
Crazy.
Unless I'm hanging around the resort, which is completely different. And that's I'll do that more. But yeah.
We were there on Christmas Day one time. We scheduled our trip to be the week before, and then we left on the 26th to come home. And at Magic Kingdom on Christmas Day, it really wasn't bad rope dropping it, but by 10 o'clock, it was shoulder to shoulder. I mean, it was just not enjoyable at that point. But it was awesome to be in there at the beginning of the day when they had the castle lit up, and it was just, that was an amazing experience. But it does get crowded.
And just FYI, for the people who think they're going to get to the Magic Kingdom and watch the Christmas parade come down, that's not when it happens. So don't be disappointed there.
Yeah, it's pre-recorded.
They're probably filming it like next week, maybe.
It's early.
Yeah, it's early.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, Jeff, you got it. You're taking away the Christmas magic from the people.
I know, right? God, I'm so disappointed.
He's the Grinch.
Jeff. right. So what's the next part, Carly?
Well, let's go to everybody's favorite, apparently, but mine, Hollywood Studios. I struggled with Hollywood Studios, so you guys need to fill me in on what makes it amazing at Christmas.
So one of the things I like best about it, and I don't know if this is a common thing, but or if it's just my own observation, but it's like I like the old school Christmas, like the 1950s. And I think a lot of their decorations kind of fall into that old school Christmas, 1950s, old school Mickey. That's what I like most about it.
Yeah.
I'm the same with you, Kevin. I love that aspect of it. You feel like you're in like the golden era of Hollywood.
Right.
When you're walking through the streets, and now with the projections on the Tower of Terror building, it just everything is so cool. And they have the snow coming down. It's a really amazing park, especially at the holidays.
And weren't they Muppet projections on there? Am I just making this up? Weren't they Muppet projections on Tower of Terror one year?
I think you're making that up.
I don't think I am.
Maybe, but that would be amazing.
Possible.
But I will tell you this: if you
Christmas
look at Magic Kingdom, what Magic Kingdom have decorations, it's like up to the castle. But you notice after that, it's kind of it's just that Main Street area, and that's it. Hollywood Studios, to Kevin's point and Krull's point, I mean, it's just with the lights, the neon lights, and the sounds, and such. It's kind of more compact. The decoration seems to go on, and they got a dinosaur he's wearing a wreath. He got a thing in his mouth. An ornament in his mouth. I mean, it's just awesome. It's just, I think the park is great.
Yeah, and it is funny when the dinosaur has the little bulb or whatever. It's so funny to see that, because something about that is just so ridiculous that it's awesome,
Yeah.
It's cute.
But they also have a Santa Claus Merry Motorcade, where Saint Nick himself rides a cherry red convertible down Hollywood Boulevard. So kind of like one of those, I forget, what are they calling them now? The character
Cavalcades.
Yeah, cavalcades, kind of like that. It sounds like. So that seems like it's going to be really cool.
Love a cavalcade.
It is nice. It's better than a parade. The parades kind of clog everything up for an hour. I love those cavalcade things. But yeah, but that sounds really fun, seeing Santa come by in a convertible and kids wave at him and everything.
And yes, last year there were Muppet projections on the Tower of Terror.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
yep, I need to be validated.
Sure.
Well,
you
and
do.
now every time she tells you you're wrong, you have video evidence of her calling you out and then you proving her wrong.
Right. We'll cut this.
But Carly, you also can say, you said you wanted to be the original of your first time there, but you like Muppets projections on a Tower
Right.
Terror,
Right.
right? So,
Yeah, right.
so
Don't you
maybe
like
Jeff,
the original?
maybe
The
Jeff
Divide
does
Button.
like the new ones. I don't know.
If they're going to have stuff, I just said it's not the time to go. It's like you said, Lonnie. It's if it's your first time, you want to see the original rides. It's not our first time. We enjoy seeing the changes.
Two things that I will mention from Hollywood Studios that I think make it a pretty good park for the holidays. I love the Frozen Ever After show at Hollywood Studios. And though I have never seen it, I am looking forward to it. They have a new holiday finale at the end of the show to go along with the holiday season. So another overlay, which I'm sure you don't like, but
It's not an overlay. It's an extension of the regular show, so it's okay.
Oh, okay. We're gonna pick and choose our words carefully.
The regular show's there.
Okay. And then my second exciting thing, Jean, I'm gonna speak your language for a minute. They have the best holiday snacks at Hollywood Studios, hands down.
I feel like you just called me fat, but okay, whatever.
No, earlier in the show you said snacks were your thing.
Joking. I'm just joking.
They had at the Starbucks, and I'm not usually a fan of going to Starbucks at Disney because when I'm at Disney, I want Joffrey's coffee. I can get Starbucks anywhere. But at the Starbucks in Hollywood Studios, the last year we were there at the holidays, they had this pine cone treat, and it had like mousse and hazelnut spread. And I mean, it was so rich, but it looked like the most beautiful snow dusted pine cone. And the entire thing was edible and amazing. And I think we had at least 2 of them on our trip the last time. So
That sounds really good, though.
it was incredible.
Does anybody else think that they're also missing out on a Life Day celebration in Batu?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't they have a Life Day celebration though?
They do. I'm just not sure when.
Okay, yeah.
I should
Because last
know.
time we were there, we saw that they had the mugs for it and everything.
But it should be
Obviously,
like
it's
the
this
whole-
time of year because of the Star Wars Holiday Special. I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
I think it just should be the whole Christmas season should have a Life Day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean,
Chocolate.
they can do that.
Wow.
That'd be pretty cool.
Oh,
Looks kind of like a dragon egg too.
it does.
For those of you listening, Carly is holding up a picture of something that you'll never see.
It is it's the pine cone. It's beautiful. You just have to see it.
Yeah, we do reference the looks on each other's faces and things like that all the time too. So I mean, yeah, the people don't.
Right?
A lot of
Jeff
people
just
don't
wants
ever
to call
see.
me out tonight to look cool. You go for it, man. Whatever makes you feel better.
It's getting very uncomfortable. Please don't
Yeah.
argue amongst
Yeah.
yourselves.
All right. Anything else?
It's
at
supposed to be
Hollywood Studios?
the happiest time of year. It's not, Jeff, you're getting yourself in trouble.
He's the
I bet-
Grinch. I'm telling you.
Yeah. It seems like Jeff gets himself in trouble year round, regardless of the season.
Yep, that's
He's
true.
getting cold.
Irregardless, John. Irregardless.
Oh boy.
So where are we going now?
Are we done with Hollywood Studios? You guys said it's your favorite, and that was
I
the
could-
extended
Well,
list.
I could
as long as
stand
we're
on
in
Hollywood-
Studios. Jeff's getting in trouble, so maybe a different park you get a better outcome.
All right. Well,
No.
we can head to Animal Kingdom. We haven't talked Animal Kingdom yet. So this is one I struggled with. I mean,
There's
there's
not much.
I think they got the real cool tree. I really like the Animal Kingdom's tree.
the Tree of Life.
No,
That's always there.
every park has its own unique Christmas tree.
Oh,
And in the front of Animal Kingdom, I think that one might be my favorite.
Yeah.
it is very tall and
And they
has.
have the flotillas. That's festive.
They
They
do
have-
have the festive flotillas.
You know what I saw they added this year was life-size like puppets, I
The
guess.
Merry
Yeah,
the
Merry
Merry
Menagerie
Menagerie.
of life-size artisan sculpted puppets of winter animals bring Discovery Island to life as they interact with guests alongside serenading musicians. It sounds the picture looks really cool too. Like
I think it's
got-
what, like a polar bear and
Yeah.
like a snow leopard or something. They are very cute looking.
Yeah. I only see the
not
polar
to
bear
not
ones,
to
but
be
yeah, they look cool.
confused with Apple's snow leopard upgrade system. It's completely different.
That was a few years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Right.
I
And
mean, I
then
just
the
don't want
Tree
to.
of
I
Life
just want to
comes-
cease and desist from Apple, so I just want to cover our bases.
And then the Tree of Life awakens. It's really cool
Mhm.
too. After dark, so they tell a series of wintry tales, and it's complemented by Christmas music or holiday music, rather.
That's
So,
actually
yeah.
very neat to watch.
Yeah, I've seen it on YouTube. I've never seen it in person, but it looks awesome though.
Yeah. I wonder if Kevin will have some festive Christmas stuff on, like a Christmas sweater or something.
Oh my gosh, if they gave Kevin like a Santa hat, I would be so excited for her.
Yeah.
Kevin the bird is my favorite. Kevin the duck is also amazing.
Gene's looking at Kevin thinking, what's he supposed to be
What?
wearing?
The whole time I'm like, Kevin's wearing Stormtrooper with
Yeah.
the hats. Right
I
now.
was too, and then I caught on.
Features.
I knew what you were talking about. Thanks.
Shall we ride the sleigh on over to Disney Springs now? I am very excited about Disney Springs. It's got some of my favorite stuff.
Like what, Carly?
Oh, all right. I like the Christmas tree stroll. It's my favorite. We did it for the first time, last year?
2 years ago. I
2
think.
years ago. And all the trees are themed and they give you a little book and you have to find different things on the trees. It was super fun. But the theming of those trees, the amount of time that someone takes to decorate each tree and the ideas that they come up with to theme it towards a movie or a ride is just spectacular. Well worth the time. And you get your exercise and walk off some of those Christmas cookie calories that you just got over at Epcot.
There are no calories at Disney.
So
I've heard. Yeah, I was gonna say I've heard a rumor that those are not real.
That's true.
The
That
calories.
they are made up. Yeah,
I'm gonna go with
Made
that.
up
yeah.
So it's a
made up by the
scavenger hunt?
anti-sugar lobby.
Yeah, you have to go and find each of the trees.
scavenger hunts are fun, but usually I don't stroll in scavenger hunts. because I'm trying to win. So I'm just curious, is it actually a stroll?
Yes, it
So
is
you're
a
not-
stroll. You
Everybody-
should not run over little children.
Well, I mean, if
And
they're
you're only
if they're in the way of me winning, they're going to get run over.
everybody is a winner at Disney, Gene. You're
Okay.
only competing against yourself.
Okay.
Your bank account is a loser sometimes.
Yes.
Mhm.
So
I mean,
what else?
if you come back with from Disney with money in your account, oh, you're doing Disney right. Think about it.
Not at all.
No.
Exactly.
I'll let you know.
If you come back with money in your account, I'm gonna be very disappointed. Because you know what else Disney Springs has? A bunch of merchandise, the Christmas merchandise.
Yes. They have the entire Christmas store that you can go to. Plus,
That's they're year round.
I
but-
know,
they've got-
but who wants to buy Christmas ornaments in the Christmas store like in March? No,
That guy.
of course.
I go to
not.
Bronner's at Frankenmuth in Michigan, like in the middle of summer, and we listen to Christmas music all the way up there just so we can buy some ornaments and drive home. And it's like, for anybody who's not living in the Detroit area, you probably don't know, but it's like a huge Christmas store in the middle of Michigan.
It is the
So
world's largest Christmas store.
It
open
is,
year
and it's-
round.
yeah. So it's
There's
amazing.
actually a sign for it in Florida. We're on our way from Disney World to Destin, Florida, and there's a sign for it on
For
the freeway.
Bronner's.
Yeah. It's amazing. But anyway, so to answer your question though, yeah, we listen to Christmas music in the summer and drive to a Christmas store. So if I'm at Disney, of course I'm walking by the place, I'm smelling the beautiful scents of the season and everything else. I'm going in there.
Okay.
Okay, but you're a certain kind of special, John.
Right.
I mean, that was
So
very
told.
passionate. That's a very passionate argument that he made. He was like, I'm going in.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I just feel like it's even better at Christmas time when I'm actually in the Christmas spirit and actually, have my tree down at home and put up. And that way, whenever I come home, I don't have to just store those Christmas ornaments until next November when Jeff finally lets me put them up. Just throw them right on there.
I saw this with
And
what might be some of y'all's alley that talking about the merchandise, that there's a brand new collection that's coming to the parks, things like Spirit jerseys, obviously ears. I mean, there's always different ears and that's whatever. But Spirit jerseys, you guys live for Spirit jerseys, and so that's
Yeah.
awesome.
They are
They
like
do
one
look
of the
really
best
cool.
And-
unisex items.
Right. But also for our friends who celebrate Hanukkah, another especially themed line to celebrate that holiday. So that's pretty great. Some good stuff.
Inclusivity is key.
I like
Mhm.
it.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah. And a lot of restaurants, along with that, have special drinks and stuff like that. I mean, okay. So, I mean, you can get the turkey holiday sandwich all the time, but it's a little better when you get it at Christmas, right? So,
Yeah.
I mean, there's always stuff that you can get, which is probably, go to there are special drinks, special appetizers, all that kind of good stuff.
Yes. All right. And speaking of special drinks and special appetizers, there are all kinds of special treats at the resorts.
The
So-
resorts is one of the best parts about Christmas at Disney. I mean,
It
if
is.
you ever go to Wilderness Lodge
Oh, man.
after Thanksgiving and before New Year's, it is the single most beautiful place I've been. I mean, it's everything I love rolled into one. It's amazing.
There is something very magical about that resort, especially. I also love Grand Floridian.
Yeah.
It-
The
during
gingerbread
the-
house.
Yeah.
It's a walk-in gingerbread house. It is life-size.
They used to serve hot chocolate out of it.
Yep.
Used to be able to
Yeah.
buy it. I don't know if that's still the case, but
Yes. And I love that.
Let's not forget Jumbo House. I mean, they have a beautiful tree as well.
And did you know that the gingerbread houses do not go to waste? At the end of the Christmas season, they will throw them in the field, and it helps the bees.
That's awesome. You figure with everything they do, like at the land pavilion that you learn about, that they have
Yeah.
to do some of that sustainability stuff. So that's really cool.
mhm.
Because nobody's going to want to eat that. But I would try. But
I would try. I love gingerbread. I would try.
I licked it one time.
After all the tourists have touched it, I don't think I'm game.
you'll be immune to everything.
I mean, it was there. I went for it. I was just like,
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, what are they going to do?
You're gonna kick me
Oh
out.
man. Oh,
I do know also at some of the resorts, not all, but I know for sure at Boardwalk and Yacht and Beach Club, they have special like Christmas snack bars set up. So instead of eating the gingerbread house that people have touched and you're just not supposed to crunch on that while you're walking through, they have gingerbread cookies. They've got drinking chocolate, which is different than hot chocolate. I learned that the hard way. They have little like bags of puppy
Ginger
chow
snaps.
and ginger snaps and all kinds of different themed snacks set up that you can, walk by tables set up and cast members are selling them and they're extremely good. What else at the resorts? So we've talked about the decorations. We've talked about snacks, the gingerbread houses.
Pretty much all the resorts have some Christmas items decorated. Obviously, the deluxe go a little bit more than the moderates, go a little bit more than the values, but take the time to explore those. Leave the parks for a little bit. Go take the monorail around, take the skyline around. Check it out. It's worth the trip for sure.
Yeah, it's better than being shoulder to shoulder in Magic Kingdom at Christmas after 10, like John said. Just take it out and go see what's at all the different resorts.
Now those will go up a little later too, though. It usually starts out after Thanksgiving until those start to hit full steam.
Mm-hmm. But it's a good time for a crawl.
The Krull Christmas crawl.
The Krull Christmas crawl.
We have to do this one year. This is my new life goal.
I love it.
Visit every
Have any
resort.
of you visited Fort Wilderness at Christmas time?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so nice. Oh.
Everybody decorates and stuff. It's super cool.
I've never been over there at Christmas time. I just learned that they decorate for Christmas like crazy.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
awesome. It's really cool. Like I want to go over at night. But I went during the day. But anyway, I would love to see it at night because it has to look awesome. It looks cool
like,
during the day.
The campers bring their Christmas
They do.
decorations and decorate it up, or is it Disney?
That's the campers.
No, it's the campers. That's
And,
what's so cool
and they
about it.
decorate the golf carts and stuff like that and do like
Yeah.
little nighttime parades.
So,
Yeah.
parade.
that's so fun.
You can see it on YouTube if you like to kind of check it out. They have it toured. It's pretty cool.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's really, you want to see it. It's neat.
I love Christmas lights, so definitely. All right. I think that leaves one last thing that we've got to talk about. And because I like Christmas lights, if you guys don't mind, I will talk about it. Is if you are ready to get out of the parks, like Lonnie said, you're just fed up with people and you feel like you've, Disneyed yourself out. The other option that's local, it's not part of Disney, is Give Kids the World Village Night of a Million Lights. And it is at the Island H2O Water Park. It starts November 11th and it goes through January 1st. And it is a fully interactive holiday experience. Like USA Today called it the #1 thing to do in December in Orlando. It's huge. They have like an enormous number of lights, which is probably the closest thing to rival
Osborne
lights that Disney used to have, and I miss so much. And all the proceeds go back to Give Kids the World. So it's a good charity. It's nonprofit. They work for critically ill children and their families to get week-long vacations at Disney and Universal and other places in Orlando for no cost whatsoever. So if you look up the pictures online, like I've never been, I know a few of the ducks have been, but it is a ticketed event. It's like $30 for adults and $15 for kids, but it kind of goes up from there based on dates, but it looks absolutely stunning in the pictures. So
yeah, and like you said, it's such a good cause too, and that price point is really low to do something cool like that at Disney.
Right.
So that's it's just awesome all around. I haven't been to it yet, but I really want to.
Yes. All right. Any last minute things that you guys thought of while we were discussing the holidays?
No, just when we were there, we talked earlier about like resort hopping and stuff like that. Some of the best memories we made on our Christmas trip were not in the parks.
Yeah.
The parks were
Same.
pretty and they look cool and there's fun events. But I mean, one night, me and my kids sat in at Boulder Ridge. They have a little room called the Pacific
Carol
Yeah.
Pacific Room.
Yeah, Carrollwood Pacific Room. And it was just the most amazing night. We sat there in our Christmas pajamas, played checkers and, other board games that they had there, and just sat in front of this fire. And it's probably my best Disney memory right now. It was just amazing.
That's awesome.
That's
So,
awesome.
so definitely don't be shy about checking out the resorts and some of the other hidden areas like Disney Springs and stuff like that, because there's just so much. It's really cool.
Yes. And the resorts have lots of themed activities around the holidays too that you can do fairly cheap or free. So, all right. Well, for all of our listeners, please head on over to our Facebook page, jump into the Disney with the Ducks group. And if you've got amazing holiday activities that you've done at Disney that we've forgotten about, please tell us. We would love to know and have more options for everybody. But before we close out the show, we've got to hit our quacking up with the ducks time. So let's start off with the funniest of all the ducks. Gene.
Stop it. Stop it.
Pause for effect.
So I don't really have a joke, but I was going to tell you guys that, as we talk about Christmas, I've been looking for Advent calendars and looking at them and looking at them. But I mean, I don't know what to do because their days are numbered.
I love how you start off every week. I don't have a joke. You don't really have a joke. I love it.
I'm going to use
I
that
have
on my
so
kids.
many this week too. It was hard to choose.
I like it. Christmas themed for the win. All right, Lonnie, tell us your joke.
All right. I mean, it's hard to follow Gene, but I'll try my best. What do you call a broke Santa Claus?
Ooh, I don't know.
You call him Saint Nicholas.
Nice.
Dude. I hope he's not broke. Or if he is, it's because he just came back from Disney.
And he's supposed to come back broke.
Right.
He did it
All right,
right.
Kevin, you're up.
All right, so this is pretty close to Halloween, but we're kind of talking Christmas, so I've got a blend of the two. So what do you call a scary looking reindeer?
Ooh, I don't know.
A caribou.
John's face for that one was perfect.
He jumped.
Yeah.
I thought so. All right, so my joke is also a blend of Christmas and Halloween. So I thought you stole my joke, or maybe I stole your joke since I'm going after you. But what do you get when you what do you get when you cross a snowman with a vampire?
I don't know.
Frostbite.
Nice.
Ah,
And since we're recording so close to Halloween, it was perfect, just like Kevin's.
Yeah.
I love it.
that is
Oh God,
lovely.
I loved all the jokes tonight so far.
All right. Well, you haven't heard mine yet. It's going to take the cake. What do you get if you cross Santa and a duck?
Oh.
Oh.
A Christmas quacker.
I see what you did there. You put that two together. It's great.
All right, Jeff, top that.
So Carly and I were up in Cleveland today. Our daughter went to see Les Mis with my parents, so we had some time just to spend there walking around. Beautiful fall day up in Cleveland. We walked up to Lake Erie. We're in a park, and there was two nuns running loops around the park. True story. So I went up to them and I said, "So you guys training for something?" And they said, "No, we're just trying to get in the habit."
That's good.
John's
That's a good
struggling here.
I don't get it. Get in the
They're-
habit.
Their gear
That's what
is
you call
They
the
wear
they wear a hat.
Oh. Okay.
I like it. That's a good one.
That is a
Good
good
one, Jeff.
one. No matter
That is
what
totally
John
a true
says.
story, though. They were running. Like, I was so impressed. I can't run half the time. Like, if my shoe is untied and they're out there in their tennis shoes and these long gowns. I don't know what you call them. I'm not Catholic, obviously. And they're you know, all of it. It was just, they were flying.
I don't get it.
Flying nuns.
Flying nuns?
Yeah, with the hats. Yeah.
Yeah, the flying
I thought
nuns.
it was-
Yeah.
I don't get it either, Jeff.
Oh, you guys.
But seriously, that all came to me while we were watching that. Didn't look it
He
up.
was
True
so proud of
story.
himself.
And I was like, boom, nailed it. That's my joke tonight. I was like, so
Good.
proud.
All right. I mean, look, that's a good one.
He's,
I like
he's totally quitting his job tomorrow and becoming a full-time stand-up comedian. He's got all the confidence in the
Why
world
not?
now.
Do it. You gotta chase your dreams, Jeff.
That's right. That's right.
I'm on now.
They run from me most of the time.
I try.
That's why Jeff moved you out to rural Ohio, right? So you have nowhere to go. This is starting to verge on creepy.
Starting.
Oh, wonderful. All right. Well, thank you for hanging with us through this amazing Christmas spirited conversation about Disney World. As always, please follow us on our socials, Disney with the Ducks. And if you were so kind, it would be the best Christmas present to all of us if on your podcast catcher of choice, you would give us some 5-star reviews and let us know what we are doing that you enjoy, and we will try to do more of that. But
Before we go, we had a couple new reviews.
Did we?
Can we read them?
we can.
All right.
Yeah.
First one is from Turbo Redneck. It is the lighthearted hosts are fun. Also, I've never run any Disney races, but some episodes kind of make me almost want to try one. I probably won't actually, but a near miss. Haha. Good show.
Aw.
Appreciate
Yeah.
that.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Right. And then this review is probably my all-time favorite review of any that we had. It is a 5-star review. Good Disney podcast from Hades 896. And it is John Krull is my dad.
Smart kid.
Now, what I'm really upset about is you have 4 other kids, John. Why are they not leaving reviews here?
Yeah, what's
That's a
up with
good
that?
question.
Probably,
Yeah.
I must have bought him like V-Bucks for Fortnite that day or something, so he was happy with me. I think that's probably what it was.
I think we should all start bribing our kids that way.
Yeah.
Oh, you need gas money? Okay. How about a 5-star review?
That all says John Krull is my dad.
It'd be weird if Riley said that.
Right.
John's like, I'm that baby's pappy.
So if you stuck it out this long, guys, thank you. I'm not sure how you managed it,
We say this every week.
but they keep going up. We keep getting more.
I know.
People tell their friends apparently.
I guess. You're like, you can't get worse than this. If you can make it through this, you can do anything, man. All right. As always, thanks, guys. See you next time.
Quaharini, everybody.
Can bring you in warm, or I can bring you in cold.
Merry Christmas.
Feliz Navidad.
Happy holidays.
Prospero año y
Juan Noel.
felicidad.
Right, sons.
Stop the madness.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
funny. Gene says the TV just came on is loud, and literally he's sitting there like nothing. I mean,
And now he's
come
gone.
on now, go check it. Go check it out. I mean, that's like Amityville Horror. They come walk up into the house tell them get out. They're like, oh no, we're gonna stay. I'll tell you something. There are signs. A house tells me get out, I'm getting out. I'm not
Yeah.
staying. You walk
That's
in
a
the
good
house,
life
get out. All right,
Yeah.
I'm out. Thanks for the warning, house. Good looking out.
I would just like to say, not it with editing this one.
Keep it all.
Keep it all.
Problem
It's
solved.
a mess. Let the people see the mess. All right.
Beginning to
He's
look
mute.
a lot like
It is
Christmas.
not muted. And so we're hanging out, we doing family stuff Saturday. So Gene tries to make fun of me and he just yells out, guess what? Lonnie, we laugh at Lonnie on the podcast because he prints out everything. And Christy, his wife, says, well, I do the same thing.
I know. She
And I
does.
said, oh, so you making fun of Christy, Gene? Silence. Silence. He was like,
I'm not scared of her.
yeah. So I'm just saying, I'm not the only one that prints stuff out.
Yeah.
But you know what is a good, nice, solid ab workout is vomiting for 3 hours.
Hey, y'all know that Christmas ornaments are they're prone to addiction. Do you know that? And most
They
of
always
them,
get
they're hooked to trees most of their lives. You know, hooked on trees. Sorry, I screwed that up.
Like, are you ready to get your tinsel in a tangle? And then I thought that would be bad. So I went with, yep, there it went.
I'll take segues that don't work for 200, Alex.
No, I think that was perfect.
Hey, just riff on them and let Jeff pick the best one.
Right.
Second one. Take 2.
That would be the best outtakes. You know, when you see those outtakes at the end of like Seth, I'm sorry, what's his name? Oh my gosh, the guy that goes and smokes dope, you know, and him and
Rogan.
and yeah, Seth Rogen. That's what I'm trying to say. And Ant-Man at the end of, you know, and they're just keep riffing on each other, and they're just, you know,
Yes.
I'm just y'all don't care.
No, I care.